Imagine waking up each morning with the unshakable belief that every challenge you face, every setback, every failure, is not a dead end, but a doorway to something greater. Picture yourself navigating life's toughest moments with unwavering confidence, knowing that even your struggles serve a purpose. Most people, when they hear ideas like this, dismiss them as just another motivational cliché, something you scroll past on social media and quickly forget. After all, when life is testing you, being told to see it as an opportunity can feel frustrating, even unrealistic. But what if I told you that this perspective isn't just about positive thinking, that it's not just about feeling better, but about being better, that some of the greatest minds in history, leaders, warriors, and scholars, embraced this exact mindset to overcome unimaginable adversity? Because this idea isn't new, it's ancient, it's powerful, and it belongs to a philosophy that has stood the test of time, one that continues to shape the strongest, wisest, and most resilient people today. I'm talking about Stoicism, one of the most practical, powerful philosophies ever created. Unlike many belief systems that dwell on abstract ideas or empty platitudes, Stoicism is about action. It's about training your mind, sharpening your perspective, and cultivating resilience so you can thrive in any situation. The Stoics didn't just teach how to endure hardships, they taught how to turn hardships into fuel for growth. They believed that true strength doesn't come from avoiding difficulties, but from facing them head-on with a clear, rational mind. This philosophy shaped some of history's greatest figures. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who ruled through plagues and wars, yet still found peace within himself. Seneca, a philosopher and statesman who taught that our greatest power lies not in controlling what happens to us, but in how we respond. Epictetus, a former slave who proved that true freedom is found in mastering your own thoughts, not your circumstances. Why this video matters to you. So why does this matter? Because life isn't easy. At some point, you will face doubt, fear, or loss. You might be struggling with a career setback, a relationship challenge, or the overwhelming uncertainty of the future. You might feel like life keeps throwing obstacles in your way, making it harder and harder to move forward. That's why, today, we're diving into 12 Stoic principles that will help you unlock your highest potential. These aren't just abstract ideas. They are practical strategies you can apply immediately too. Take control of your emotions, reframe challenges into opportunities, develop mental toughness and clarity, live with greater confidence, wisdom, and peace. If you are ready to transform your mindset and embrace life with strength, wisdom, and courage, then let's get started. Because what you're about to learn has the power to change everything. Make sure to like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on more Stoic wisdom. Let's build a strong, resilient community together. 1. Reframe your challenges. The Stoic mindset shift. Life is unpredictable. No matter how well we plan or how hard we work, things will go wrong. We will face setbacks, disappointments, and even moments of failure. And when those moments come, most people react instinctively, with frustration, anger, or even despair. But the Stoics saw things differently. They understood a fundamental truth. You cannot control what happens to you, but you can always control how you respond. For the Stoics, obstacles weren't just unfortunate events to endure. They were opportunities for growth, tests that refined character and built resilience. Instead of complaining about hardship, they welcomed it as a chance to cultivate virtue, patience, courage, wisdom, and discipline. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who faced war, betrayal, and personal loss, famously wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, the things that seem to block your path can become your path, if you choose to see them that way. Take failure, for example. Most people view failure as an end, a verdict that they're not good enough. But what if you saw failure not as a defeat, but as a lesson? Instead of thinking, "I failed, so I should give up," a Stoic would ask, "What can I learn from this? How can I improve?" Every mistake is an opportunity to gain insight, resilience, and wisdom. The more you reframe challenges in this way, the stronger and more adaptable you become. Modern application. So how do you apply this in your own life? The next time you face a setback, big or small, pause for a moment before reacting. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" shift your perspective and ask, "How can I grow from this?" If you're passed over for a promotion, don't dwell on frustration. Ask, "What can I do better?" If you make a mistake, don't waste time on guilt. Ask, "What did this teach me?" If you encounter an unexpected challenge, don't resist it. Ask, "How can this make me stronger?" This simple shift in thinking, from seeing obstacles as problems to seeing them as opportunities, can change everything. It allows you to stop feeling like life is working against you and start realizing that every challenge is actually helping you grow. Because in the end, your greatest struggles can become your greatest teachers if you let them. 2. Ask yourself, why not? Breaking through limitations. Have you ever hesitated when faced with an opportunity, an idea, a challenge, or a decision, simply because it felt uncomfortable or risky? Maybe you wanted to start a business but told yourself, "I'm not experienced enough." Or maybe you wanted to speak up in a meeting but thought, "What if I sound stupid?" Perhaps you dreamed of switching careers, but fear whispered, "What if I fail?" We all experience this internal resistance. Our minds are wired to protect us from risk, and so we instinctively look for reasons not to act. But what if this hesitation isn't protecting us, but holding us back? The Stoics were not reckless. They weren't about taking wild risks for the sake of it. But they also refused to let fear, self-doubt, or the opinions of others dictate their actions. They understood that the best version of ourselves exists on the other side of fear, and that growth only happens when we step outside our comfort zones. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, put it this way: "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Most of the time, the fear of failure is far worse than failure itself. We create scenarios in our minds. What if I embarrass myself? What if I lose money? What if I'm rejected? But in reality, the worst-case scenario rarely happens. And even when it does, it's almost never as bad as we imagined. So what can we do about it? The "why not" mindset. The next time you're about to dismiss an idea, opportunity, or challenge, pause and ask yourself, why not? Why not go after that dream job? Even if you don't get it, you'll gain experience and confidence. Why not start that project? Even if it doesn't succeed, you'll learn something valuable. Why not speak up in that meeting? Even if you stumble over your words, you'll grow from the experience. Why not take that leap of faith toward your dreams? This simple question, why not, cuts through fear and self-doubt. It forces you to confront the truth. The real risk isn't failure. It's never trying at all. The Stoics believed that action, not hesitation, leads to wisdom and growth. So the next time fear tries to hold you back, challenge it. Instead of thinking of all the reasons you shouldn't do something, ask yourself, why not? 3. Focus on progress, not perfection. Introducing Procopton, the Stoic concept of continuous growth. In today's world, perfectionism is often seen as a badge of honor. We set unrealistically high standards for ourselves, believing that anything less than perfection is failure. But the Stoics rejected this idea, not because they believed in mediocrity, but because they understood that growth is a lifelong process. The Stoics had a term for this: prokopton, which means one who is making progress. They didn't strive for flawlessness. Instead, they focused on continuous self-improvement. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Every great philosopher, athlete, artist, or entrepreneur started as a beginner. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic thinkers, wasn't born wise. He worked at it every day. Seneca wasn't immune to frustration or anger. He practiced mastering his emotions over time. Even Epictetus, who went from being a slave to one of history's most respected teachers, understood that growth happens step by step, not all at once. Perfection is a myth that holds us back. It makes us afraid to start, afraid to fail, and afraid to look inexperienced. But progress is real. Progress is achievable. How to embrace progress over perfection. So how can we apply this Stoic mindset to our daily lives? 1. Daily self-reflection. Ask yourself, did I make progress today? At the end of each day, take a few minutes to reflect. What did I learn today? Where did I improve, even slightly? What can I do better tomorrow? Marcus Aurelius practiced this every night. He would review his day, acknowledge his mistakes, and commit to doing better. This small habit helped him progress daily without being paralyzed by perfectionism. 2. Track small wins. Progress is built on momentum. Instead of waiting for huge milestones, celebrate small victories. Read 10 pages of a book? Progress. Had a difficult conversation with confidence? Progress. Resisted the urge to procrastinate? Progress. These small steps compound over time. Just like a sculptor shapes stone one chisel at a time, you shape your character one decision at a time. The Stoics knew that we are all works in progress. They didn't waste time chasing perfection. Instead, they focused on becoming a little wiser, a little stronger, and a little better every single day. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop fearing imperfection. Start where you are, use what you have, and focus on progress. Because progress, not perfection, is what leads to greatness. 4. Embrace discomfort. Why the Stoics chose hardship. In today's world, comfort is everywhere. We have climate-controlled homes, instant access to entertainment, and the ability to avoid anything that makes us feel uneasy. But while comfort feels good, it doesn't make us stronger. The Stoics understood that true resilience is built in discomfort. They didn't just talk about hardship, they actively practiced it. Seneca would periodically sleep on the floor and wear simple, rough clothing to remind himself that he could endure discomfort if needed. Marcus Aurelius, despite being an emperor, refused to indulge in luxury, keeping his habits disciplined and his mind sharp. Epictetus, who had once been a slave, taught that we do not grow by avoiding struggle, but by leaning into it. The reason they did this? Because comfort weakens us and discomfort strengthens us. They knew that life would inevitably bring hardship, so they trained themselves to handle it before it arrived. And in doing so, they gained something priceless: inner strength and freedom from fear. How to apply this today? You don't need to abandon all modern comforts or live like a monk to embrace this Stoic principle. Instead, the key is to introduce voluntary discomfort into your daily life, what I call controlled discomfort. Here's how you can do it. 1. Take cold showers. It's uncomfortable. It's shocking, but that's the point. Cold showers train your mind to stay calm in stress, and over time, they build resilience and self-discipline. 2. Fast. Occasionally. The Stoics often practiced voluntary fasting, not just for health reasons, but to remind themselves that they could endure hunger and still function. Try skipping a meal occasionally and notice how your body adapts. 3. Do something that scares you. Daily speak up in a meeting. Start a conversation with a stranger. Try a new skill, even if you're terrible at it. Facing discomfort in small ways builds the mental toughness to handle bigger challenges. The Stoics knew that hardship is inevitable. The question is, will you train yourself to handle it? By seeking out small moments of discomfort, you prepare yourself for the greater battles ahead. Because strength is not built in comfort, it is built in struggle. Embrace discomfort, and you will embrace growth. Fine. Detach from outcomes. The power of letting go. One of the greatest causes of stress and frustration in life is attachment to results. We work hard on something, a project, a relationship, a personal goal, and expect things to unfold exactly as we envisioned. But when reality doesn't match our expectations, we feel disappointed, anxious, or even defeated. The Stoics understood this trap. They taught that while we should give our best effort, we must let go of the outcome. You are entitled to your effort, but not the outcome. This is a powerful shift in perspective. Instead of obsessing over results that may or may not happen, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our control, our actions, attitude, and effort. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do what you must, let happen what may." In other words, put in the work and accept whatever follows. Why? Because focusing on what you can't control leads to frustration. You can't control whether you get the job, but you can control how well you prepare. You can't control how people respond to you, but you can control how you treat them. You can't guarantee success in every endeavor, but you can control the dedication you put into it. When you detach from results, you find freedom, because failure no longer feels like a personal loss. Instead, it simply becomes feedback for growth. Application in daily life. So how do we apply this mindset to our everyday struggles? First, shift your focus from outcomes to effort. Instead of asking, "Will this be successful?" shift your mindset to, "Am I giving my best effort?" When working on a project, don't stress about whether it will be praised. Instead, focus on doing the best work you're capable of. When building a habit, don't obsess over how long it will take to see results. Instead, focus on showing up consistently. When pursuing a goal, don't worry about whether you'll win. Instead, focus on whether you're improving. 2. Practice surrendering the outcome. The next time you find yourself anxious about a result, pause and remind yourself, did I control my effort? Yes. Did I act in alignment with my values? Yes. Then I have already succeeded. This simple shift in thinking eliminates unnecessary stress and allows you to move forward with clarity and peace. Final thought. In the end, true success is not about the final result. It's about the process of becoming better each day. The Stoics knew that real power lies in mastering your own effort and attitude, not in trying to control things that are out of your hands. So let go of attachment, show up, do the work, and trust that whatever comes next is exactly what was meant to be. 6. Master the art of saying no. The importance of setting boundaries. We live in a world that constantly demands our attention. Invitations, obligations, favors, and distractions pull us in different directions. Often we say yes out of guilt, fear of disappointing others, or social pressure. But every time we agree to something that doesn't align with our values, we sacrifice something far more important: our time, energy, and focus. The Stoics understood this well. They believed in purpose-driven action. Every choice, every commitment should serve a greater purpose, whether it's personal growth, integrity, or fulfillment. If something doesn't contribute to your well-being, your values, or your long-term vision, let it go. Your time and energy are finite resources. Guard them wisely. Marcus Aurelius warned against being consumed by trivial matters. If you seek tranquility, do less. Or more accurately, do what's essential, what brings real meaning to your life. Saying yes to everything might make you seem agreeable, but it spreads you too thin. Instead of excelling at what truly matters, you become exhausted, resentful, and ineffective. The solution: learn to say no with confidence. How to implement this in your life? The next time you feel obligated to do something, pause and ask yourself, does this truly matter to me? If the answer is no, consider responding with one of these strategies. 1. The direct no. If it's a clear distraction or obligation you don't want, keep it simple. Thanks for thinking of me, but I won't be able to commit to that. I appreciate the offer, but I have to decline. 2. The delayed response. If you need time to assess, avoid saying yes immediately. Instead, say, "Let me think about it and get back to you." This gives you space to evaluate if it truly aligns with your priorities. 3. The alternative offer. If you want to help but not fully commit, "I can't do that, but I can offer this alternative instead." Final thought. The Stoics believed that true freedom comes from living intentionally, not out of obligation or fear, but by making conscious choices that align with your values. Saying no isn't selfish, it's an act of self-respect. It's a declaration that your time and energy belong to you. So practice it. Set boundaries. Focus on what truly matters, because every time you say no to something unimportant, you're saying yes to something that truly enriches your life. 7. Turn obstacles into opportunities. The obstacle is the way, a core Stoic. Teaching, life is unpredictable. No matter how carefully we plan, obstacles will arise. Failed relationships, financial struggles, career setbacks, personal disappointments. Most people see these difficulties as barriers, as signs that things are going wrong. But the Stoics saw obstacles differently. They believed that every hardship is not a dead end, but a redirection, a necessary challenge that, if faced correctly, will make you stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The obstacles you face are not stopping you, they are shaping you. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What stands in the way becomes the way." This means that the very thing we see as blocking our path is actually the path itself. If we embrace this mindset, every difficulty transforms into an opportunity for growth. A setback at work, maybe it's pushing you toward a better opportunity. A broken relationship, maybe it's teaching you lessons you need before finding the right one. A personal failure, maybe it's the feedback you need to improve and evolve. The key is not to fight against obstacles, but to use them to your advantage. Reframing setbacks. Why is this happening for me? Most people, when facing hardship, ask, "Why is this happening to me?" This question frames them as a victim, as if life is unfairly punishing them. But the Stoics understood that suffering is a choice, not in the sense that we choose pain, but in the way we interpret it. A more powerful question to ask is, how is this happening for me? This shift in thinking transforms obstacles into learning opportunities. Instead of seeing failure as a loss, see it as a lesson. Instead of viewing challenges as punishments, see them as chances to develop resilience. Instead of resisting change, recognize it as an opportunity to grow into something better. Every obstacle contains an opportunity, but only if you choose to see it. The moment you stop seeing difficulties as barriers and start seeing them as stepping stones, you take control of your life. The Stoics mastered this mindset, and so can you. Next time you're facing an obstacle, don't ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Instead, reframe it. How is this happening for me? Because when you start seeing every challenge as an opportunity, nothing can stop you. 8. Embrace stillness and mindfulness. The power of a calm mind. In a world filled with noise, distractions, and constant movement, stillness has become a rare luxury. We are always reacting, checking notifications, responding to emails, and filling every spare moment with something to do. But the Stoics valued stillness not as inactivity, but as a source of wisdom and strength. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers and a Roman emperor, practiced daily journaling to maintain mental clarity. Each night he would reflect on his actions, his thoughts, and how he could improve. This wasn't just a routine, it was a way to ground himself in what truly mattered, ensuring that external chaos never disturbed his inner peace. Seneca, another great Stoic, emphasized the importance of stepping back from emotions before reacting. He knew that in moments of anger, fear, or anxiety, the best course of action was often to pause, reflect, and regain control over his thoughts before making a decision. Their wisdom teaches us that true power lies in the ability to remain calm, focused, and deliberate, especially in times of stress or uncertainty. How to apply this in your daily life? The modern world doesn't encourage stillness. It encourages reactivity. But if you can carve out moments of quiet reflection, you will gain clarity, control, and a deeper sense of inner peace. 1. Practice. Daily reflection. Set aside just 5 minutes each day, whether in the morning or before bed, to reflect. Ask yourself, what went well today? Where did I let emotions control my reactions? How can I improve tomorrow? Writing your thoughts down, like Marcus Aurelius did, can bring clarity and perspective. 2. Find moments of stillness. Stillness doesn't mean doing nothing, it means being fully present. Start your day with a few moments of silence before checking your phone. Take slow, deep breaths when you feel overwhelmed. Spend time in nature without distractions. Even 5 minutes of stillness each day can shift your mindset, allowing you to respond to life with intention rather than impulse. The world around you will always be noisy, but true wisdom comes from learning to quiet the mind amidst the chaos. By embracing stillness and mindfulness, you gain the clarity, focus, and inner peace that set the foundation for a strong, resilient mind. 9. Prioritize virtue over recognition. External validation is fleeting. In today's world, recognition and approval have become the ultimate currency. People chase success not necessarily because they love what they do, but because they seek validation from others. This could be through career achievements, public praise, or social media approval. But the Stoics warned against this mindset. They believed that relying on external validation makes us dependent on the opinions of others. If our sense of worth is tied to how much recognition we receive, then we are never truly free. What happens when the praise disappears? What happens when no one is watching? Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Do not waste what remains of your life in speculating about others, unless it is with a view to some mutual benefit." In other words, stop worrying about what people think of you. The Stoics taught that real fulfillment does not come from applause or status. It comes from living in alignment with your values and principles. Here is a simple but powerful test. If no one was watching, would I still do this? Would you still work hard if there was no promotion at the end? Would you still be kind if no one gave you credit for it? Would you still pursue your passion if it did not impress anyone? The Stoics prioritized virtue over recognition because they understood that the only approval that truly matters is the one you give yourself. They lived by a simple rule: do what is right, not what is popular. Seeking recognition is natural, but it should never be your driving force. Instead of chasing approval, focus on becoming a person of integrity, wisdom, and resilience. Someone who acts with virtue even when no one is watching. Because in the end, true fulfillment comes from who you are, not from who others think you are. 10. Cherish every moment. Memento mori. The reminder of mortality. Most people avoid thinking about death. It is an uncomfortable topic, something we push aside for later. But the Stoics did the opposite. They reflected on death not to fear it, but to use it as a tool for living fully. They had a powerful phrase, memento mori, which means, remember that you must die. At first, this might sound grim, but for the Stoics, it was a reminder that life is short and unpredictable. Marcus Aurelius, who ruled an empire, reminded himself daily, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. This reflection did not make the Stoics anxious, it made them focused and purposeful. Instead of wasting time on trivial concerns, they prioritized what truly mattered. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Many people live as if they have all the time in the world. They postpone their dreams, put off meaningful experiences, and assume that tomorrow will always be there. But the truth is, we do not know how much time we have. Modern takeaway: live with urgency. The lesson is clear. Do not wait, live fully now. Do not put off telling someone you love them. Do not delay starting the project you are passionate about. Do not waste time worrying about things that do not matter. If today were your last day, would you be proud of how you lived it? Would you be content with the way you spent your time? Memento mori is not about fear. It is about focus. It reminds us to live with urgency, to appreciate every moment, and to make the most of the time we have. Because in the end, it is not about how long we live, but how fully we live. 11 small actions equal great impact. Stoic lesson: small steps lead to mastery. Many people believe that success or personal growth comes from making huge, life-changing decisions. They think that in order to improve, they need to take giant leaps forward. But the Stoics taught a different lesson. Greatness is built through small, consistent actions over time. Epictetus once said, "First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This means that transformation does not happen overnight. Instead, it is the result of small, intentional steps taken every day. The Stoics understood that progress is not about making one perfect decision. It is about making slightly better choices again and again until they become second nature. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily to stay committed to his values, knowing that self-improvement is a slow and steady process. He did not aim for perfection, he aimed for consistent effort. Application: the power of daily habits. The key to real lasting change is not found in big gestures, but in small repeated actions. Want to become more disciplined? Do something small every day that challenges you. Want to be healthier? Start by drinking more water, taking a short walk, or eating one better meal. Want to master a skill? Spend just 10 minutes each day practicing it. Tiny improvements may seem insignificant at first, but they build momentum. Over time, they lead to massive transformations. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment to change, start now with what you have. Focus on progress, not perfection. Because in the end, it is not the size of the action that matters. It is the consistency of effort that leads to mastery. 12th, commit fully to your path. Final thought. Success comes from commitment, not talent. Many people believe that success is reserved for those with natural talent or luck, but the Stoics knew otherwise. They understood that greatness is not about being gifted, it is about being committed. Talent may give you a head start, but commitment determines how far you go. Marcus Aurelius, as an emperor, could have relied on his status alone, but instead he practiced discipline, self-reflection, and daily improvement. He wrote in his journal as a reminder to stay on the path, no matter how difficult it became. Seneca believed that true wisdom comes not from knowing what is right, but from consistently choosing to live by those principles. He did not seek shortcuts. He embraced the slow, steady process of becoming better each day. The lesson is clear. Decide who you want to be and commit to that vision every single day. This is not about chasing perfection. It is about waking up each morning and making the conscious choice to stay true to your values, put in the work, and keep moving forward, no matter how small the steps may seem. Closing challenge. Take action. Now, the principles of Stoicism are powerful, but they only work if you apply them. So here is your challenge. Pick one Stoic principle from today's lesson and apply it immediately. Will you start embracing obstacles as opportunities? Will you practice stillness and mindfulness? Will you stop chasing external validation and focus on virtue? Small actions lead to great impact. The key is to start now. Which Stoic principle resonates with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments and let us know how you plan to apply it in your life. The path to wisdom, resilience, and success is not a single step. It is a lifelong commitment. So make the choice today to stay on your path. If today's lesson resonated with you, do not just let it be another video you watch and forget. Apply what you have learned. The wisdom of the Stoics is powerful, but only if you put it into action. Which Stoic principle spoke to you the most? Let us know in the comments. If you found value in this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another lesson on Stoicism and self-mastery. And if you are ready to take this journey further, check out the next video on the screen, where we dive deeper into the practical ways to apply Stoic wisdom in everyday life. Remember, wisdom is nothing without action, so start today.